we were talking about classic movies, and we mentioned Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, and it got me thinking about Orson Welles. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there's an old video on YouTube where this fool got drunk and shit trying to do a wine commercial.
I haven't seen that in so long, but I've seen it.
But you've seen it, yeah.
It's hilarious. I've seen all his fucking videos that you can find on there. The one where he's fucking bitching at the director. I mean, doing some kind of Thanksgiving. I can't even remember. He's always at a fucking kitchen. He's always at a dining room table. He's always in front of food or drinking.
And he ain't never moving.
Yeah. No,
he's like a Muppet. You never see his legs.
No, he looks like he's part of the table. It's like the table and Orson Welles. You know,
he's always sitting there,
joined at the hips,
and there's alcohol and food in front of his ass. Yeah. And he's always bitching at somebody. Yes. I fucked up.
Yes. And let me make a correction. The table and him are joined at the stomach.
It's Siamese twins where it's him and the table joined together at the belly
with a turkey.
But this fool, man, he got fucked up in this commercial, and it's funny because there's these two people, like this young couple, these two extras. I mean, everybody in the room is like an extra, like they're walking around, but there's two people who have to sit up there and watch him do this shit. And you can tell that they don't know what to do. They're just like, okay, we're gonna do what we were told to do, but is somebody gonna keep this motherfucker from being drunk?
Shit.
And they're just quiet. You know,
sure Orson Welles said, "You two just shut the fuck up and just stand there like goddamn, like
you pour that goddamn wine like they told you to do, and shut the fuck up." But he's so fucked up, man. He don't even know he's in front of the camera.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who have seen this video. I just like to bring it up every now and then.
It's fucking hilarious.
It cracks me up every time I see it.
Play it, please.
I mean, from the moment we see this, he's like, where the fuck am I?
Oh, yeah.
Are you filming? Hey.
You just do anything? Sorry,
What did he say? Just do anything?
They said action. He's just staring. He's like, well, did you do anything? Listen to this shit. He just because from the moment, like right now, he just sitting there staring.
Right.
You just do anything? Sorry, cut. Rolling. 102, take 2. The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
It's French champagne. I mean, the director should have just said cut right there.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious he's fucked up.
Nah.
There's a California champagne inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in a bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
That motherfucker, he's fermented right now.
He sounds like he wants to laugh. He's like, California, the best French champagne
is fermented in California.
No.
This motherfucker's on the verge of throwing up right now.
By that same French excellence. It's fermented in a bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So pour my song.
Vintage dated.
The director just gets fed up. He's trying to be patient, but he's like, stop. That motherfucker don't even say cut it. Stop.
Yeah, I know. That's when he's like, this motherfucker's drunk.
Great. So pour my song. 102, take 3.
They try this shit again. Now here's where it really gets funny. Like apparently between that last cut and this take right here, he got more fucked up. Look how he sounds when he comes back in.
Yeah.
Action, please. It's always been celebrated for its excellence.
You know that whole time when they were setting up for that scene, that motherfucker had some song fucking running through his fucking drunk ass head. And just when they said action, he's like, ma, ba. I think he was trying to sing that Michael Jackson looking line.
Free Willy comes up and shit. No, that's the kind of sound you make when the room is spinning. You know, it's like, stop this commercial. I want to get off. I mean, you know, you've been there. That's the sound you make when you about to when you stand over the toilet. You know,
the French. Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson.
Here's the California champagne.
Inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage.
He sounds
so Paul Masson.
The director just like, fuck it, cut.
Yeah, there's like the biggest hint of sarcasm when he's like, the French excellence.
The French dated. So Paul Masson.
Stop, motherfucker. Somebody lost their job over this shit because they were supposed to give him grape juice.
No.
And they gave his ass actual wine and he just got fucked.
No. The director fucking lost his job and his mind fucking while doing this.
Drove his ass. Orson Welles drove him crazy.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that director was going,
He was out there on the street drinking his own wine. Orson Welles fucked up my career. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of? He reminds me of this dude.
Praise the Lord, Jesus, in the name of the Lord.
Our old friend
who sang Amazing Grace.
He's a crackhead Amazing Grace singer.
I think he was drinking the same wine Orson Welles had.
Amazing Grace.
Damn. Now that is some good shit wine. It's champagne.
Fermented
California has the
Amazing Grace. I want people to sing with me too.
But you know what? That should have been the soundtrack to that goddamn commercial.
Oh shit!
With Orson Welles talking about this shit. Listen to this shit.
102, take 3. Action, please.
Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne Paul Masson. Inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage. So Paul Masson,
French excellence.
Yeah. California. Same champagne.
You know, I've been, somebody made fun of me for drinking Baileys, man.
I did, motherfucker.
That was you.
That was me yesterday, yeah. Drinking Baileys. Nice, creamy.
I love Baileys, man. But somebody put up a video. Speaking of drinking, the reason why I drink Baileys is because Baileys, when I drink, I get heartburn really bad. So when I drink Baileys, because people tell you when you have heartburn, drink something that coats your stomach and makes it, it's a little soothing. And so Baileys is kind of like that dairy alcohol that you drink, and it covers your stomach and everything.
Right.
But and I didn't feel weird about drinking Baileys, and I was like, I know somebody's gonna fuck this up for me. I know somebody's gonna take it away from me.
Right.
And so what I mentioned on a couple of cold ones, I drink Baileys. Somebody's put up a video saying, well, you know who else loves Baileys? Old Greg. Man, they got this show called The Mighty Boosh.
Yeah, Mighty Boosh.
I love that show, man.
Now, I've only seen a few episodes. My buddy, he has the entire series, and I actually plan on watching it this weekend. But no, the episodes that I have seen are just complete genius.
Yeah, it's a British show, and it's that crazy, weird British comedy,
which I love.
Yeah, and it deals with these two guys who one is sort of a loser and the other is sort of like this mod Brit guy.
And there's a gorilla that hangs out with him.
A gorilla hangs out with him.
And another guy.
The guy's a glam rock guy.
Yeah.
He's like a glam rock guy, and they worked, and they're really good friends. And it's weird because in a few episodes they run a boutique together, like a thrift store or an antique store. But in other episodes they're like zookeepers. But the show always takes a weird turn.
Yeah.
And on one of the shows, like the guy Howard, who's the loser guy, he's out fishing in the middle of the night, and he runs into this merman-like creature named Old Greg.
Right.
And Old Greg loves Baileys.
Yeah.
Old Greg has a mangina and loves Baileys. And
I have a mangina.
I'm Old Greg. That shit is funny, man. I love that. But they have the part where he brings Howard back to his cave, and he's like all kind of sweet on Howard because he's lonely and shit. And he's telling him, "You like Baileys? You ever drink Baileys from a shoe? Creamy, beige." Do
you want a little drinky? I'll get you a drink. Do you like Baileys? Creamy. It's all creamy beige.
Creamy beige. I love the beginning of this video where he's like, where he comes because he's like kind of has a crush on Howard, but he's like, he's talking weird. He's like, "You like me? I want to hurt you. I like you." But I love that shit where he like comes out and he's like, "Want to see my mangina? I'm old Greg."
Hi there.
Who are you?
I'm old Greg. Nice to meet you.
What do you want?
Maybe I should ask you the same question. What you doing in my waters?
Just taking the air, you know. Not fishing.
But then how come this hook's in my head, fool?
What's to do with me, sir?
It's attached to your rod, Noveleka.
I've got so much to give.
Easy now, fuzzy little man Peach. You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
What?
You want to come to a club where people wee on each other?
No.
I'm going to hurt you.
Excuse me?
I like you.
I like you.
I love that. I'm going to hurt you.
I like
you.
What do you think of me?
I don't rightly know, sir.
Make an assessment.
I think you're a nice, modern gentleman.
Don't lie to me, boy. I know what you're thinking. Here comes old Greg. He's a scaly manfish. You don't know me. You don't know what I got. I got something to show you. You know what that is? It's old Greg's vagina. I got a mangina. I'm old Greg.
Greg.
That's awesome.
You don't know me.
Your mother liquor.
Make an assessment. Yeah, if you haven't watched the show, you should watch it. It's a pretty funny show.
It's a great show.
Yeah, no, I love that show, man. But man, what else did we cover last time that we're missing here?
What did we talk about? Yeah, we went from Orson Welles to
we talked about a whole lot of
you know what? Halloween. We hadn't seen each other.
Oh yeah, because I was in the last show we did. I was in Croatia talking over Skype. Well, you sounded like you in a fucking sardine can and shit.
No, I sounded like I fucking was in a goddamn toilet bowl. Probably, you didn't hear them deuces drop. You go, bloop, 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 bloop.
Hey, co-host, what's up?
Don't tell me your problems.
So I'm checking the page where we lost the show. See how many comments we got. Damn, 243 people have come on.
Holy Jesus!
And Fungus Monkey had to come on and tell them because people are getting upset about it. And it's like, look, they're recording as we speak right now. Okay, y'all calm your fucking nerves. All right,
people are still up and awake, waiting for that show, waiting for our show to come on right now at this moment. I'm still waiting.
There's this dude named Mouse, or maybe it's a girl named Mouse. They're like, I believe you guys redo a show when I see it. Fuck you, man. I'm doing one right now, you motherfucker.
I don't believe you, mother liquor.
Make an assessment. You like me? I want to hurt you. I want to listen to your show. I'm gonna kill you. Damn, yeah, people.
People can't get enough of our show.
Yeah, people,
especially when there's no show.
I know. Yeah, most popular show. We had 243 fucking comments.
Jesus Christ!
on a show that didn't happen.
Didn't happen at all.
Yeah, people, we are recording right now.
Yes.
God damn it. Okay, please leave us the fuck alone.
Leave us alone.
Yeah,
we got manginas.
I'm on bread. Oh man, one more video here. Somebody put up a goat video, and it was kind of funny to me. Somebody sent us a video. I want to try and touch on some videos that people send us because people send us a lot. A lot of them are just.
Oh man, we'll be here all fucking night.
Some people, they send us videos where it's only there's no sound.
Yeah,
and it's like. What this is audio. What can we fucking do with this?
I don't even waste my time thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck you want us to do here? What the fuck is this, man? Let me see if I can find it. God damn it! Oh, people have been putting up more videos since we've started. Let's see here. Somebody put up a video of a goat that sounds like a man saying being a goat.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find it here. What was it? When you listen to it, it's creepy almost, man.
Yeah.
You know how goats like, meh.
Right.
This goat is actually saying, bah.
Okay.
Listen to this shit.
He's serious. Sounds like just some dude screaming.
That goes to bah.
That's a goat doing that?
It's a goat. Yeah, look at this shit.
Oh, fuck.
That goat is possessed.
Are you sure that's not somebody yelling at him? God damn. That would scare the fuck out of me if I know something like that.
You killed that motherfucker right there.
That's the devil right there.
I'll say, hey man, look, I'm waiting for the video where the cow says moo, moo.
Oh shit!
I mean that video with the dog, rough,
Right.
rough. The fuck is this? People put up some crazy shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the artwork people put up. Like somebody put up a picture of a roller coaster ride where people are falling off, and they call
yeah.
LTD the ride.
Yeah, the ride. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I got a kick out of that. I get a kick out of death and destruction.
All right, we'll get to like a lot of videos that you guys sent to us next week because
it's a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. We'll actually go through and like we'll try to make a segment where we look at your videos and shit. We'll try to do our best.
But what'd you end up doing for Halloween?
Oh, that's right, Halloween. Yeah, I went over to Jason's place.
Yeah.
I mean, God damn it, man! I went over to Jason's place.
I
had a cool ass costume in mind too.
Yeah.
And I tried to get it done in a day. Mm-hmm. Now, what I had in mind was like a full articulated costume. And it just, it's not that hard to make. It's not as hard as you think, but it would have been impressive, but just couldn't get it together. So I went
a ghost?
From Charlie Brown. Yeah. With all the holes in it.
Yeah.
I got a rock. But no, I was trying to, I don't want to tell you, man. I want to save it for next year. I'll tell you after we're done recording. It was a cool
you
costume.
Go as Unicron?
Orson Welles. You're making fun of Orson Welles from Unicron. That's his last role.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, of course I knew that. That's just regular movie knowledge. Everyone should know.
You didn't know that shit. Get out of here. In a little while after we're done talking about Halloween, I got a good bit of trivia, like probably embarrassing last roles for respected artists in the film industry.
Okay.
So I'll talk about that before we do this. But there's I dressed up as Jules Whitfield, which is Samuel Jackson's character from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
So one of the members on the site who we've become friends with is a guy named Loclef. He's been hanging out with us lately. Mm-hmm. So he goes to Jason's party. Now I walk in and everybody's looking at me and they're like, oh man, yeah. I'm like, well, I didn't think my costume was that good, but thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Oh man, I know my costume's dope.
Oh yeah,
thank you. Tell me.
So I'm sitting up there and everybody just starts laughing all of a sudden. I'm like, what the fuck are they laughing about? From the back, goddamn Lowclef walks out. He's dressed as the same fucking thing as I am.
Oh man.
But it was cool, man. It was just Jason's party. I wasn't gonna go out of my way to like impress a bunch of people at a house party.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go out of my way to impress Leog.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, motherfuckers can't even keep a podcast. How am I gonna do?
Damn.
What am I gonna do? I ain't trying to impress them funny book boys.
Yeah,
but
I think we share the same problems. Though.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I was so I just went there and hung out for the night.
That's cool.
You had probably more exciting time than I did.
Man, I tell you what. Okay, here's my costume. My costume kicked ass this year. I went as one of my all-time favorite villains, Humongous from the Road Warrior.
Shit.
Yes, sir. And I went out trick or treating that Saturday, boy. And I was all dressed up. I even had my Power Wheels truck. I got myself propped in there with my speakers, man. But I tell you what, this year, there's a lot of I don't know what's going on with this economy, but there are a lot of cheap motherfuckers out there giving me only like 2 pieces of candy. And I swear to God, Corey, I was so pissed off when I got to this dude's house. That motherfucker comes out with 2 fucking blow pops. I was like. I had no choice but to get in the character and tell her, I'm gravely disappointed by the portion of candy I have received. I see behind you that big bowl of candy. Humongous will not be defied. But do not fear, for I have an honorable compromise. Just walk away. Give me your candy, your pump, your oil, your gasoline, and the whole compound, and I spare your life.
By this point, like the door's been shut like 2 minutes ago. You just sit there talking to yourself.
Just walk away, and I promise you safe passage in the wasteland. Just walk away, and there'll be an end to the horror.
And meanwhile, the person inside, like,
dude, you just go away. All right, please. I'm gonna call 911.
And I screamed to him, I await your answer. I give you 1 full day. And then, of course, my friends, no, we go in, we kill. I tell them, no, we do it my way, my dog of war.
And then
we bum rush the fuck out of there.
So pretty much you just stole candy from kids.
Yeah.
You stole bags from kids.
That's what I do. I torment the children, I take the candy, and I sell that shit back to them the following day at the schoolyard.
People do that shit. They steal candies from kids. Like,
damn right, how else are you going to make any money in this goddamn economy? I tell those kids, just walk away. And there'll be an end to the horror.
Humongous.
I love that fucking
a little
guy.
ball with a humongous mask on.
Yeah. I just got my Friday the 13th mask. Spray painting that shit like fucking chrome.
Man. Speaking of Halloween, I'm looking at I don't know what the segue there is. Speaking of Halloween,
yeah.
Look at this crazy picture here.
Hold on.
Look at this. Is that crazy looking?
Yeah.
Okay, now before I read it,
wow,
it's titled "Spill Babies," and Timmy Cupcakes did it. Good job, Timmy Cupcakes. But it's weird looking.
It is very fucking weird.
It's called Spill Babies, and what it is, it has all the crew as babies, including you. Mm-hmm. And then there's Leon.
Yeah. Leon.
Who's like keeping us all. You know, he's the only one who's not a baby.
Yeah. I'm like an old bastard. Like his wife left him all these goddamn fucking shit bags.
I'm going to post a picture of people with some spilled babies, but that shit
is fucking awesome.
It's a good picture, man. It's great.
It's great only because it's somewhat creepy. I don't know.
It is creepy. He looks like a child molester.
No, he just looks confused.
And I don't know what we're doing. Like Carlisle's doing a thumbs down. Cyrus is crying.
Yeah.
And I'm like hugging Goatsy.
Yeah.
Looking like I'm like getting some sexual pleasure from him or something. And Goatsy has a guitar and everything. And you, I don't know what you're supposed to be.
I'm just hanging out.
Why do you have a pacifier?
Oh.
You don't have a mouth. Why do you have a pacifier?
I don't know.
But it's a cool picture, though. I like it.
It is. Leon looks about as confused as I am looking at that picture.
He's looking like how people look when they look at this picture.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's got that expression of people who first see this picture. What the hell is it? I don't know what to make of this shit.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's a cool picture though. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I wonder. Have you seen any like cool artwork that people have done lately? I mean, I know there's been some.
Let's see here. Yeah, there's a few things. I mean, I see all this artwork, and usually I just throw it up on my page. There was one that this dude did of you and me. I'm trying to remember his fucking name right now, but it's on my page. But it's pretty cool. Of course, Feel, the last one she did was amazing.
Yeah, then we posted that one.
Yeah.
Phil is cool, man.
No, she's
I've seen pictures of Phil too.
An unbelievable artist.
Phil, tell me if you got a man, because I want to have sex with you.
Damn,
I'm joking.
I think she's like
kinda
17 or something. I don't know.
Okay, that's legal in Texas. No, I think she's like 23, something like that. 24.
Well, hey, yeah. No, I think she's 23.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to protect her.
You don't need no protection from you.
From your dirty old man hands.
Hey, baby, come here. Here's a Jim Carrey weight gain update.
Yeah.
He's looking more like Kenny Loggins, man.
Do we really need to get updated with fucking his weight gain? I mean, come on.
Because I'm waiting for him to like explode, you know?
It's still not, I don't know, he's just tall and slender, and he's just not going to, it looks like all he's building right now is just a gut. That's about it.
He's supposed to, like, the reason why he's gaining weight, people, is because he wants to be curly. He's for the
he
role.
wants to be. Has he been hired? That's what I'm curious about.
That's what I don't understand, because in the last photo we saw, it was like he's trying to prove to people that he can play curly.
Right.
And so
I'm like, what if that movie never even fucking happened? He's just going to be be a fat Jim Carrey walking around.
What if it never happens and he just stuck with that weight? He can't shed it.
I'll laugh my fucking ass off for at least 2 days. Yeah.
Hear that music.
Yeah. I'll drive all the way to L.A. to call him Fatso when I see him walking down the street.
But he's just looking like Kenny Rogers. He's looking like Kenny Rogers, man.
I don't remember Curly having a fucking beard.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on with you there?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Rock!
Oh!
Rock! Getting and rolling! Rock!
The finest champagne.
It's time for fuck your thoughts.
Rock your thoughts.
The finest mind fucking you can get from any email reading, fermented in the studios of Spill.
Not from California.
Yeah, people. It's time for fuck your thoughts.
Woo-woo. Okay, now we're gonna have to. Hopefully, we'll have the same emails that we read last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get priority. Yeah, they were good emails, man. Yeah. I'm gonna try and get priority to those emails, even though when people learn that we did not look at this, when people learned that we were gonna record another show, just got fucking bombarded with new emails.
Yeah. Well, we'll do our best to answer at least the ones that we did yesterday.
Some of those are emails that people resent to make sure they got answered.
Oh yeah. You know what I got resent again? I got resent that one dude's email about the friendship question.
You did?
Again, yeah. So
why didn't you send it to me then?
Well, because you said you already read it. Remember, that's the one I asked you about yesterday.
But I can't. I don't know where to find it.
It's you know what? Yeah. Okay. I apologize to the dude out there who sent it. It's a really good question.
Yeah.
But let's save it for next week.
You'll save it for next week. Yeah. Because I can't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah. I want to do it justice. So.
Okay, let's go with an email that I know we read yesterday from someone. Mm-hmm. They resent it. It's my man Babalu Jack.
Yes, Babalu Jack. He's one of the good ones.
He resent it too. Babalu, we read your question.
Yeah,
and so we were going to put you up on the queue to read yours first.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I think his question was the last one that we did.
It was the last one.
It was the last one.
Oh shit! You know what? Let me stop and save.
Yeah, I know. Shit.
Because he might have been the one that fucked us up.
Save that shit.
All right, Babalu Jack, I say, just in case you were the one that fucked us up yesterday, in case you were the curse. Okay, so gonna do some mind fucking here and some thought fucking. And Babalu Jack says, "Sup, goat fuckers? Fuck you, man. I ain't reading his email." No, I'm kidding. No, he says, "Is there a film or TV series where you disliked the first film or season, but loved the sequels or season that followed? Also, I'd love to know why co-host put Halloween 3 as one of his Halloween picks, apart from the fact that it is set in Halloween. I don't hate the film like most people do, but I still thought it was an odd choice. Still love you guys. Keep fucking those thoughts. Cheers, Babalu."
Yes.
Okay, first of all, let me defend you on your choice of Halloween 3.
For once.
Halloween 3 is a cool movie.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. The reason why that movie gets a bad rap is because it was just...
It wasn't part of the Michael Myers.
It wasn't part of the Michael Myers. It was a misstep there because what they did was the Halloween series was supposed to be an anthology series. It's like, and I think you shed some light on this last night too, where you said every Halloween they were going to release a different Halloween movie, and it was going to feature just a different Halloween story.
Right.
It wasn't always going to be about Michael Myers.
No, not at all.
So this was their attempt to do that with Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And the where they went wrong was that they made a Halloween 2, which featured Michael Myers.
Right.
So of course, people expected Halloween 3 to be about Michael Myers,
which they originally did not want. I mean, did not want to do Halloween 2.
Really?
That's why, because John Carpenter, he just didn't want to do it, but the studio was going to do it anyway. And the thing is, the rumor I heard was that. I'm trying to remember the director who ended up doing that film, but I want to say the director dropped out halfway through Halloween 2. So they asked John Carpenter to fill in to finish the movie. So he went in, directed he basically finished the film, but he didn't want to be credited with it. But he said, if I'm going to finish this, I want you guys to we have to kill Michael Myers at the end of this film, because I don't want him to be in another. I don't want another Halloween film based on Michael Myers. And so they gave him the okay to do that.
It was directed by Rick Rosenthal.
Okay, and apparently he dropped out. Something had happened, I believe. So of course, they went on to do the third film, which I believe John Carpenter produced, and it was going along the lines of his original concept, where he wanted to have the anthology. And the thing is that Halloween 3. Say what you want about it, but as far as a real creepy film, it works on all levels. Yeah, granted, there's some performances in there that are kind of hokey, but the idea of what's going on in that film is just great.
It's a creepy idea. It's like a company selling these latex masks to kids, and what they're going to do is they're going to show the commercial,
right?
And when the commercial comes on, and they tell the kids to put on their mask, and they watch the commercial, and the whole company is a front for witchcraft, and they want to bring Hallows Eve to an evil level. So when kids watch this commercial, all of a sudden out of their skulls, but what you never see, but when kids are wearing this mask, out of the mask come like these snakes, and creatures.
It's basically an old guy's fucking evil plot to have like a huge worldwide sacrifice. And because there's a great scene where he's explaining to Tom Atkins' character why exactly he's doing this, because Halloween's been turned into this big mass marketing campaign to appeal to kids, which he thought that was absurd, and he hated that concept, and he was like, no, I'm going to bring this is going to be the biggest joke on the world, because this is what Halloween is, this is what it means to me, and it's about sacrifice and animal sacrifices, and this is going to be the biggest sacrifice on the world.
They had that scene, man. I remember that commercial too. You know what, there was a couple of things before we move on I was going to mention, and it stays on the horror theme here. I remember the commercial for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It was like, it was creepy, man, because they're singing that 6 more days to Halloween, and slowly forming on the screen is the mask of that witch.
Of the witch, yeah.
And I remember seeing that. I was like, fuck this, man.
Oh yeah. No, the atmosphere in that film. The thing is like, I think the director of Halloween 3, I don't know if he was one of John Carpenter's cinematographers, because it looks very much like John Carpenter directed himself. It still has that feel. John Carpenter contributed to the music, which the music in that film is creepy as hell, especially the scenes where they're just driving through the small town, and when that music kicks in, it's just creepy. It's just a real creepy vibe, and that's the thing that I love about that film, is that it really does build up that creepy atmosphere of that town, that there's something weird going on in this town. There's just something just not right about this town that they're in, where the factory's located. But overall, I think it's probably one of the most original Halloween films. And the thing is, it is based on Halloween, and it has something to do with Halloween.
And it was a cool movie, man. Other trailers that scared the shit out of me, man. Speaking of creepy trailers, I remember there was a trailer for this movie called Magic.
Oh yeah,
do you remember? It was
that's a fucked up movie. Yeah,
it was the dummy on there. It's like abracadabra, now we're dead. It was like, and it was this dummy talking the whole time. That creeped me out. But the one that creeped me out the most was this trailer for this movie called It's Alive.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
And the if It's Alive is this movie directed by this cult director, Larry Cohen.
Yeah.
And I think the movie came out in the 70s or something. But if you watch the trailer for it, it's much scarier than the movie. The movie's just it's kind of stupid, but it deals with a mutant baby who kills people, but the baby looks like a latex puppet walking around and shit. It's not scary really. Yeah. But the trailer for that movie, you hear like the music playing on that little xylophone sounding instrument, like ding 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 ding. The cradle's playing the Cradle Will Rock, and they have a baby carriage, and it's just a shaft of light coming down on this baby carriage, and all in the middle of this darkness. Yeah, and the baby carriage is turning around as the song is playing, and all of a sudden you notice that there's some weird like sticking out the side of that carriage. You recognize, and it's like, oh shit, that's a claw.
Yeah, it's the claw.
and then you hear like the baby crying, but it's not crying. It's like letting out this
like a fucked up shriek.
This shriek, like
sound like that goat.
Yeah, it's that goat in that baby carriage. Yeah. But and then you hear the announcer come in, the narrator saying, "It's alive," and it's like, fuck, man, that's crazy. Yeah. But then you watch the movie and it's like, fuck that. Now,
bullshit.
That relates to something we talked about earlier where we said, okay, famous things that famous people who are like kind of legendary in Hollywood are in the history of filmmaking. Yeah. Things that they have done as their embarrassing last project.
Oh, yeah.
Orson Welles. It wasn't his project, but he was the voice of Unicron and Transformers.
Even though I wouldn't call it embarrassing, maybe embarrassing to his standards, probably because it was an animated kids show, that was based on toys. But even though, because I fucking love Transformers, the animated movie.
I do too.
That fucking blows away that fucking Michael Bay bullshit. I don't care what anybody tells you.
No, I love Transformers the movie. It's kind of cheesy, but it's still better than those Michael Bay movies.
Yeah, and there's just some great voice. I mean, fucking Leonard Nimoy
is in there.
Fucking Galvatron. Yeah. No, that's fucking just awesome.
Judd Nelson was in it. But I know. But that was Orson Welles' last role as Unicron.
Right.
And he did the voice. You're thinking like, Orson Welles?
I know.
Who the fuck? He must have been drunk when he did that.
I was about to say.
Oh, hey, Orson, we want you to be in Transformers the movie.
Do I get paid for this?
That sounds like a yes to me. All right.
Do you have alcohol in the studio? I'm sure. Sign me up. I would be happy to do this because I'm fermented right now.
Just read these lines right now.
In California.
Get that motherfucker. Get a mic up to him so he can just read.
No shit.
We'll distort his voice. He's going off right now. We don't have to pay this motherfucker. We're coming here quick enough.
Here, put the script on that fucking champagne bottle and read it.
Let that motherfucker read, man. Shit.
The rest of it will be voice modulation.
He won't even remember it tomorrow. We had to pay his ass if we got out of here soon enough. But for that movie, It's Alive. Now, the score for that movie is done by a famous composer.
Oh, yeah.
Who did movies. I mean, did the score for Hitchcock movies.
Yeah.
The guy did Psycho, North by Northwest, and the guy's name is Bernard Herrmann. His last score for a movie was for It's Alive. Like, who the fuck got him to do that?
Which is funny because I actually would like to hear that score. Just without it being a part of the film, just isolate the score and listen to it to see if there's like anything really.
Yeah,
I know if there's anything about that score that makes it unique, but. For all we know, he could have been in his deathbed, fucking writing that shit.
Yeah,
like, here, play this.
Yeah, just moving his hand on the keyboard and play this shit. Score by Bernard Herrmann, assisted by me.
And then he saw the film, he went,
"Oh shit!" But let's see here. To answer your question, Babalu Jack, to finally get around to it, he says, is there a film or TV series where you dislike the first film or season, but love the sequels or seasons to that followed? I wasn't a big fan of Star Trek, but of course I like Star Trek 2.
Star Trek 2 is the shit. Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Kill Bill. I didn't hate it, but I'm just like, it's just not appealing to me.
Right.
But
I you know what? I don't care for that film either. And I say that only because I've seen all those films that Quentin Tarantino has referenced, and to me, those films that he stole all that shit from had more heart and soul than the Kill Bill series. But, I understand why it's enjoyable, but I mean, I just know where he got all that stuff from, and I just prefer those movies because, those films were never made to be parodied, and they were never made to be a joke, or, they took themselves very seriously, even though you look at them now and it's kind of
see, corny, that's the thing with me. The movie is it's Quentin Tarantino's love for all these references that he took for a revenge film. I don't feel the passion behind the revenge.
No, not at all. No,
I don't feel the emotional impact of I don't feel the anger or the emotion behind the motivation for this revenge, and I don't feel the gratification once the revenge is had.
Exactly.
But I do like the second movie. Like the first, I'm just like, okay, whatever. But the second one, I was like, you know what, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it, but I like it.
And it's funny because I actually enjoyed the second film as well, only because I fucking loved the hell out of the Superman speech that David Carradine. That he's talking about Superman and the difference between Clark and Superman, and I just loved that whole fucking speech. And it seemed like a majority of that movie was a lot of just dialogue, where when I liked it, people who loved the first one did not like that second movie at all.
Really?
A lot of people that a lot of people that came out of that theater, they were all saying, well, it wasn't as good as the first one, because the first one, there was more action, and and the second one seemed like it was just more dialogue, a few action scenes, but it didn't meet the standard to the first film, I guess. So, and which freaked me out. I was like, oh damn!
Here's a perfect one we always talk about. I think you'll agree with me on this. House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't think it's terrible, but I thought this is not a good movie.
I thought it was terrible.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that movie at all. I think I'm right up there with people who say, "What the fuck was this?"
Yeah. What did it have to do with anything?
I did not like that movie at all myself either.
Yeah,
but
that movie had no direction at all. It was just a bunch of scenes lumped together, out of stuff he enjoyed, as being a film fan. It seemed like he just took all his influences and just threw them all into a film with no real reasoning behind what was going on in that plot.
But I tell you, here's the connection. House of a Thousand Corpses was Rob Zombie's first movie. Didn't really like it at all. Yeah. But then The Devil's Rejects, which is it's a sequel, but totally different in tone.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
It's almost like a complete reboot
of
what should have happened in that first film. Yeah. And I love the fuck out of that film, too.
Yeah, So, that would probably be my perfect example of one movie that I totally don't like. Yeah. And the next movie, I'm like, I like this.
And then he made Halloween.
And then, I'm not crazy.
Halloween for Dummies. I just don't. Like I said on the Leog Halloween episode. So, which me and Jason actually got into a pretty fun debate about those films.
Really?
He actually enjoyed them. Yeah.
Murphy?
Yes. We're talking
What's
about
his deal,
the
man?
same Jason. I know, hey. But it seemed like I got through to that guy. So if you guys haven't listened to the Leog, you should. It was a fun show. I know I love giving those guys shit. I love talking shit about them, only because, hey, it's fun to talk shit behind people's back. And I'm a robot, all right? I talk shit.
That's what I do.
That's what I do for a living.
Oh,
anyway.
I'm going to go on a limb here and be the bad guy that says, I was underwhelmed by Spider-Man. I liked Spider-Man, but I didn't think it was as great as everybody thought. But I liked it a lot. I thought the second half was not as strong.
But the first half was amazing.
It's the origin story. The first half is amazing, but the second half,
awesome. Second half, I thought the villain, whenever the Green Goblin popped up, even though I loved William Dafoe when he was just, when he was Norman Osborn. I enjoyed his performance more. It wasn't until he put on that suit that
I can't stand that Green Goblin suit.
Took me out of the movie.
Yeah, I can't.
Even though I did enjoy the roof scene where he's talking to Spider-Man.
No, it was some cool stuff in there. That's what I'm saying. I just can't stand that costume. And once he becomes a Green Goblin, I'm like, this character just there's not much to him when he becomes a Green Goblin.
Not at all.
But
he becomes very cartoonish.
Yeah, he does. But Spider-Man 2. I thought was a far superior film.
I fucking love that. Yeah. That film is The Empire Strikes Back to that series. If you're asking me. Yeah. Even though whenever I hear people say they didn't like Spider-Man 2, I'm always thinking they need to have their fucking head examined because I just don't get it. You know, it's not like it's like somebody telling me they don't like pussy, and I don't get it. I'm sorry, but I just do not understand you. Stay away from me.
Would you get the fuck away from me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we answered that. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to a question that we answered yesterday from a guy named Tom Morgan. Question for FYT. Fuck your thoughts.
Yes, sir.
He says, well, Corey, I need to tell you that you guys are awesome and a superb job you do. Fuck you.
Thanks a lot.
Just turn against the guy for no reason. The hell you talking to? Quit kissing my ass. No. He says, no, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. He says, now without further ado, here's my question. I saw Bjork a few years ago in a movie called Dancer in the Dark. I guess, man, that chick rocked my world. I thought her acting was amazing. Even I would call it in a different level. Then all of a sudden, never saw her acting again in anything. Mm-hmm. Has it ever happened that to you, an actor with an outstanding performance that never appeared in anything significant again? Now, I'm reading this the way he wrote it, so if it sounds off, you know. And what did you think of her performance in the movie, if you did see it too? Thanks. I did see that movie, Dance in the Dark. I thought she was amazing in that movie.
No, it was brilliant. That movie is fucking brilliant.
Lars von Trier, who there's something wrong with that motherfucker, man.
Because you saw Antichrist, right? I saw Antichrist at the Fantastic Fest, and holy fuck! I mean, you talk about a film that looks like I mean, that film to me was directed by fucking Pinhead from Hellraiser, because there are some fucking disturbing images that I just do not care to see ever again, even though those disturbing, fucked up images were beautifully shot. I mean, that guy. I don't know where the fuck his head is, but wow, that head is a very scary place, and it's even scarier when he knows how to put it on film.
No, the guy is he's a very, I don't know what his deal is. He has very little faith in humanity. Have you ever seen Dogville with Nicole Kidman? All these movies are about women who just get treated like shit, and then it ends up being very depressing.
Oh yeah,
and so I loved his when he did his like Dogma 95 stuff when he was experimenting with video and everything, but then he just kind of just lost it after that.
Well, let me tell you what, as far as you mentioning, women being treated like shit, well, the women get their fucking revenge fucking in Antichrist, for crying out loud.
I heard Antichrist is just a weird, don't they show like actual scenes of sex in that movie? Like there's
they may have, yeah. Well, William Dafoe's in it. I can't remember the actress's name. I'm not familiar with her, but yeah, there's some pretty intense sex scenes now. You don't see any like real hardcore penetration or anything like that. But if they actually did fuck, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
they're pretty insane.
But as far as Dance in the Dark goes, yeah, I thought Bjork was incredible in that movie, and I can't think of anything that she has done again.
No,
I don't know if that's by her choice or what.
Yeah,
but I mean, because I don't know, but that movie seemed to showcase her talents very well.
Yeah, she was brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, she still has an accent, so maybe that's why they can't. And maybe she doesn't want to be in some shitty movie. You know, she's like, "Hey, I did this one project. I believed in it. I did it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I'll have a performance as good as this again."
Right. I mean, it's like I would completely understand if, you know, after reading a script like that, you're like, "Wow, this is something incredible, and I want to be a part of it in every way, shape, or form." And you know, I'm sure after that movie, she got all kinds of fucking scripts. When you know, and the majority of the scripts out there are terrible, and you're like, you know, why am I going to ruin what this was by doing some other bullshit?
Because you know, a chick like that who has an accent is kind of cute. You know what she ends up being? A Bond girl or something,
right?
You know, something stupid.
Even though it'd be very fucking strange to see Bjork as a Bond girl.
Well, I'm using that as a very extreme example, but you know, the Hollywood
like Bizarro world,
they bring her in to be like the exotic sidekick to some actor or actress, mainly an actor. She'd be the exotic love interest, and she probably doesn't want to do that shit.
No, and I have tremendous respect for her for like not doing something.
I mean,
like
whether
that,
you love her music or not, she does have some original integrity to herself.
Oh no, and her music is fucking amazing. If you ask me,
yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, no, I love her music too. I just, I don't know. I don't. Okay, we're not gonna get to we're not gonna get to a Bjork debate. I won't pull a Roger Rabbit on you.
No,
her music, whatever. Whatever. But I'm trying to think of I can't think of an actor and an actress. I think you thought of one.
Yeah, I brought up Spike Jones.
That's right.
Who's in Three Kings.
He was really good in that,
I thought
too.
he did a great job in that film, yeah. And you mentioned that he acted in one of his own videos for
Praise You, which was that Fat Boy Slim video where because he did a whole documentary behind it where he played a character who's heading up this dance troupe, and the dance troupe, they're the shittiest dancers in the world, man. And they go out, and for the video for this Fat Boy Slim song, they go out and dance in front of a theater, and it's just one shot of these guys just acting fools in front of this theater.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that they're actors, and a lot of people didn't even know that was Spike Jones. Spike Jones, by the way,
I had no idea.
He's the video director, directed numerous really cool videos, and then he directed what was it? Where the Wild Things Are recently.
Oh yeah.
And what
Being
was
John Malkovich.
Did he direct? Yeah, he did direct that.
That was his first.
That was his first film.
Yeah.
And
adaptation.
Adaptation. Yeah. So, and I've always had respect for Spike Jones, man, and just to see him be able to pull off a performance that's great. Because in that movie, I know I recognized him in Three Kings. I was like, where did I know that guy from? And I was like, oh, that's Spike Jones.
Yeah, and he was amazing. Yeah,
yeah. You never really seen him act again.
No.
He directed a cool Nike commercial too, man. The guy's he's a real visionary, man.
I'll always love his Daft Punk video that he did with the dog. Like just walking
thank you,
down the
man.
street.
I always say that's my favorite video.
That video is amazing.
It's a cool video, people. You should see it. It's like it's an instrumental song. So and it's by Daft Punk, and so the video is just following this guy who has the head of a dog.
Yeah,
and he's walking through New York. And nobody acknowledges like it's a dog walking on crutches through New York. Everybody treats him like he's just a guy.
Yep.
Like he walks up to a table, he's looking at these books, and the guy at the table is like talking to a customer. He's like, hey, you gonna buy something or what? And the guy's like, the dog, like, I'm gonna buy this book here. Yeah. And then he starts reading it around and shit. He takes a survey from somebody. Yeah. My favorite part is where he meets that girl in the store.
Oh yeah.
The grocery, the convenience store.
The little convenience store.
And it seemed like they had some sort of past, like romantic past.
Yeah. They knew each other like from high school or something.
Yeah,
like that.
And she's like, we should hook up sometime, go eat dinner. And she gets on the bus, and the bus drives off before he can get a number.
Yeah, that's right.
Like this dog is having like a really bad day.
He's just like drooping around. He kind of reminded me of McGruff, the crime dog.
Yeah. Take a bite out of crime. Yeah. But man, to answer your question, Tom, I don't know if I have an actor. That's a good question. I mean, a good answer you gave. I have a director who directed one movie. Now he's uncredited for directing two movies. Oh, I'm sorry. He directed two movies. For one, he's uncredited for. I think it was called The Eiffel Tower or something like that. But the guy I'm thinking of is Charles Lawton. Charles Lawton is a actor from back in the day, man. Back in the 30s and 40s and earlier than that, probably. A lot of older members will probably know him from a movie called Mutiny on the Bounty. Right. And that's his line in there.
Yeah.
This is mutiny. He's like a big chubby guy, but he directed this movie called Night of the Hunter.
Oh, which, yeah. You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I need to see that.
Robert Mitchum is in the movie. He plays like this creepy preacher who's chasing down these two kids, and you know that he's going to kill these two kids when he finds them. If you've seen Do the Right Thing, there's a part in there where the character Radio Raheem he's telling his whole story about love kicked the shit out of hate, like kicked hate's ass, and he's in the way he's describing it. I think he either has, I think he's wearing rings.
Yeah,
he's wearing one ring that says love, another ring on his knuckles that says hate, and he's describing the story about love, the war between love and hate. It's taken from that movie. Night of the Hunter, where Robert Mitchum has love and hate tattooed on his knuckles, and he's telling the same story, and it's like, okay, wow, shit, all right. I can see cool. Spike Lee ripped this motherfucker off right here, but
if Spike Lee's ripping off that movie, I need to see it.
But it's a cool movie. It's shot in black and white, and it's almost like a dream. This movie is it's so weird, and this guy Charles Lawton, after that he directed nothing else.
That was it.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it's
good for him though.
It's a highly praised movie, and that was once he did that, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Yeah. Because sometimes I wish certain directors would only do their one great film and then just move on
and just get the hell out. Yeah,
it's always depressing when you see a director do about a couple of films that are really great, and then they just turn into mediocre, forgettable directors as far as the rest of the movies, their movies are concerned.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Let's see. Joseph. We answered his question. Joseph says, Corey, you want to fuck my thoughts.
That just sounds nasty.
I mean, come on,
You're
man.
going to catch something. Corey, you better wear a Jimmy hat.
Come on, man. Have some class about it. Make
classy, not trashy.
Yeah, make it a little appeasing to me. Don't just stick your ass out like a whore and give it to me like that. Don't put your thoughts out there like that. Want
to fuck?
Let me take your thoughts out to dinner a little bit first and have a little conversation with it. Okay.
Wine and dine, Corey, before you bang him in the ass.
Yeah, come on. Well, this ain't no bridge and tunnel thoughts I'm trying to fuck right here. Okay. Joseph says, what is your take on all the negative criticism directed toward James Cameron's new film Avatar? Well, we just answered that a little while ago. It seems everyone's category is criticizing the movie due to either the abundant use of CGI in the film or that the trailer gives too much away and that the story is nothing original. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this, and what do you expect from the film? Look, I'm a fair guy. I'm one of those guys who says I don't judge everything by a trailer completely. We already told you what our concerns are with the movie,
right,
but I'm going to go in and judge the movie fairly on how the final product is.
Right. And everyone should. Because like I said before, like when I went with High to go see the 15 minutes of footage that they had at the IMAX, and when we walked out of there, we were both very underwhelmed with what we saw.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, well, how else can we think about what we saw, and not have that feeling, only because we didn't know the context of the story, what was going on. We just saw some clips, and we were like, okay, that's interesting. It's pretty to look at, but I can't judge it because I have no idea what the rest of the film is.
Yeah.
It's like taking about a 2-minute sample out of a song and just somebody going, okay, what do you think? And I don't think anything. It's not complete. But I will say that High went and saw the footage again at Fantastic Fest. And I think they had like the producer there of the film, and he actually talked before they played the clips, like they did at the IMAX. He actually explained what was going on within the story, and then he would show the clip. And High walked out of there honestly thoroughly impressed. Like, it shocked me. It was like night and day, his reaction to what he saw in San Antonio and what he saw in Austin. And he was like, you know what? From what I heard from that producer, as far as what was going on in that story, it sounds like it's going to be it could be a fucking kick-ass movie.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, okay, well, you know what? You piqued my interest, and I could trust you, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I am looking forward to seeing the movie. I mean, it looks like such a spectacle. How can you not want to see it? And at least it satisfy your curiosity.
Oh, yeah.
But...
And it's James Cameron.
Yeah.
I mean, you would say what you want about Titanic. The last like fucking 40 minutes of that film are incredible to me.
They are.
So,
They are. I mean, I have to say the romance and the acting in that movie was pretty bad.
It was bad,
but, I mean, hey, when the ship sinks, which is what you really want to see.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
It's completely, just it's an unforgettable scene. I mean,
there's a part in that movie that just... it's heartbreaking, but I laughed. It's like there's this woman... So now Kate Winslet. There's a part where the ship like is finally turned upright, and there's a part where Kate Winslet has to watch this girl like hanging on for like, I don't know, it seems like hours almost, but it hasn't been that long. But it gets to a point that girl just can't hang on anymore. She just has to, and Kate Winslet just looking like, oh well, nothing I can do for that. But I'm looking forward to.
Don't tell me your problem.
Okay. Please fuck this thought.
Oh boy,
coming from Scott Carey. It says, Scott Carey says, one of my favorite movies ever is To Kill a Mockingbird. One of the things that's great about it is the soundtrack. The same tune can be beautiful in one scene and creepy as hell in the next. It got me thinking about good and bad soundtracks. So here's my question. What movies can you think of that had great soundtracks that really added something to the film? And what are some movies that had soundtracks that hurt the film? Thanks a lot. And that's from Scott.
Yes. That's a good question.
That was one of the better questions we had yesterday. And I immediately said Watchmen was one of the movies where the soundtrack kind of hurt it.
And I agree because
you like the movie better than I do.
Yeah, I love that movie. And that was the only real complaint I had about it was the soundtrack. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they went by deciding what tracks to use, but I thought the decision could have been a lot better.
It's there's some things
because it's just disjarring. There's scenes and then the music kicks in where it's just completely disjarring.
Yeah, like one of the scenes I remember the most is they're playing "I'm Your Boogeyman" and they're shooting protesters in the street. And it's just it just doesn't fit.
Right.
But some movies that are helped by the soundtrack. You have some movies that are just where the soundtrack just takes on a character of its own. We just mentioned "Do the Right Thing." "Do the Right Thing" is a movie with that soundtrack by Public Enemy. Like, I mean, it's "Fight the Power." It's synonymous with the anger in that movie.
Right.
So that was a well crafted placement of the soundtrack in that film. And then you have something like "The Crow," where that soundtrack. It's a very plain, simple revenge story, almost kind of dumb, but that soundtrack not only helped the mood of that film, but if you take the movie away, that soundtrack tells a story of that film.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
and not very straightforward. I mean,
no. I mean, it does its job as far as whenever I hear that soundtrack by itself, I automatically like the scenes in that film just rush to my head. Like I can play the whole film in my head just by listening to that soundtrack, and it works.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction is another movie where the soundtrack actually becomes a character.
And I want to say around that time, that's when soundtracks were like, getting really big. I mean, where they were topping charts. And, Pulp Fiction is a great example as well as The Crow, because everyone I knew back then, when those movies came out, it seemed like everyone I knew owned those two fucking soundtracks, The Crow and Pulp Fiction, And they play the fuck out of them,
Yeah.
And there are a lot of great artists on those soundtracks. I mean, fucking on the Crow soundtrack, you had Nine Inch Nails, The Cure. I mean, just and a lot of industrial bands.
There was a lot of breakout songs for some bands in that on that soundtrack too. Stone Temple Pilots had had a song, and I forgot what the Big Empty. It was like it's a great soundtrack, man. It really helps it helps that movie out a lot. I'm trying to think of another movie. You and I had a movie. This is why it's a great question. You and I have the same movie where I thought the soundtrack helped the movie and you thought it hurt it, and that was Heavy Metal.
Yes,
from the 1981 animated movie.
And only because, I mean, whenever I love Heavy Metal, I love that movie to death. But there's times when I listen to the soundtrack and it kind of makes me cringe a bit, and I'm always thinking, wow, I wonder what this film would be like if it had just either better bands playing or just a better score.
There are bands on that soundtrack that you never heard of, and never heard of again.
Exactly.
But
I look at it almost like the Transformers the movie soundtrack.
Oh Jesus, man, that soundtrack is full of artists that you never hear from.
Even though I love that movie, there's times when that soundtrack will kick in and it'll just make me cringe. With the exception of "You Got the Touch."
Oh, that was
you got the power. Yeah.
Do you know? Okay,
who was that song was performed by Dirk Diggler?
Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit of trivia
from Boogie
Dirk
Nights.
Diggler and Boogie Nights. You remember they were singing that Boogie Nights? You're like, I've heard that song.
Exactly.
Before.
Yeah, and
where did I hear that from?
It was
like,
fucking weird.
That's Transformers.
Yeah, it's like, is that Transformers?
I think recently the soundtrack for Where the Wild Things Are. Actually helped that movie out.
That's
a lot.
A great soundtrack.
Yeah, it is a great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
You know who were the musical. I don't know what her role was really, but she did. I think the musical director on that soundtrack was. You know who it was?
No,
Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
really.
Now I don't know if she was director for the whole soundtrack, but she did. She did a lot of songs on there and headed up a lot of songs on there.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to listen to that again because I would never in a million years guess that.
You can hear her singing on some tracks actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's not. I mean, I don't really there are no songs on there that remind me of the Yeah Yeah Yeah.
There was a song that was used in a trailer that I think was by the Arcade Fire.
Which the thing is, a lot of the people that love that song in that trailer were hoping that song would be on the soundtrack,
and it's not.
It's not.
No, it's just used for the trailer.
Yeah.
They had really nothing to do with the soundtrack for that movie.
Yeah.
No, Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs did most of the music for that soundtrack, and it's the same. Kind of stylings of music. It sounds similar to what the Arcade Fire would do. So yeah, but yeah, that movie really, it was a soundtrack that didn't really kind of, I would say, condescend down to kids. It was, they just made a cool soundtrack to fit the mood of the film.
And another soundtrack that I really fucking loved, that actually helped the movie a lot, was Lost in Translation. I really dug the hell. I mean, any soundtrack that Sofia Coppola is involved with, like she knows great music. And,
you know what?
And her soundtracks to all her films are always great. Even Marie Antoinette, which I didn't like that movie.
I hate
it's the first movie that I just did not care for, but the soundtrack was great.
But you know something? You're right about her choice of music, man. For what was it? The Suicide
Girls.
No, not Suicide.
I mean, not Suicide Girls. It's a whole nother film.
Yeah, that's a fucking website.
Yeah. Virgin Suicides.
The Virgin Suicides.
Yeah. Air
did the soundtrack for that. Playground Love is one, and Air did like this really cool but haunting soundtrack for it, and it added like this. The movie's not really scary, but it did add sort of like a creepiness to the film.
Like a weird ominence to the
film. And they did a great job with that. Yeah, Air. I love that band, man. By the way, Air.
Oh, Air is great. Yeah. I bought Walkie Talkie is like my all time favorite Air CD. So.
Wait a minute, Talkie Walkie. Yeah. I got that. There's a song in there. It's one of my favorite songs, man. Cherry Blossom Girl.
Oh yeah, Cherry Blossom Girl. I love Surfing on a Rocket. That's
a good one.
Probably one of my favorites.
Alpha Beta Gaga is another sound.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, they're all great songs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, trying to pick and choose which one's my favorite.
But Air did a great. They did great on that soundtrack, man. There's another. Let me see if I can get it over here. There's a movie that I like because of the soundtrack, and I swear I wouldn't like it if the soundtrack wasn't there. It was for CQ. It was that movie directed by Roman Coppola.
Roman Coppola, that's right.
What's her name? Sofia Coppola's
brother, yeah.
And they're both kids of Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah. Let me see if I can get it over here and tell you who did the soundtrack for that.
All right.
Oh, going over to the collection here, because I really like that movie. Let's see. CQ. I got it over here somewhere. Fuck.
The funny thing is, I actually owned that movie for a little while.
And you never watched it?
Oh no, I watched it. I loved it, but there's times when you just some things take precedence, like getting the XXX Brady's porno film, and I had to sell something. I had to trade it for something, and I traded that film for the XXX Brady's.
All right.
I figure I'd just share that with you.
Okay, there was a band. I don't even think they're together anymore. It's a band called Mellow. And they did sort of like a 60s retro lounge type sound for this movie, which takes place in 1969.
69, dude.
Shut up, motherfucking nasty motherfucker. And they did a really cool. The soundtrack for this is great. In fact, on the DVD, they have. It's two sides to it, and on the other side, they just have performances by the band. And I don't even think the band's together anymore. I don't even think they were that popular, but they helped their soundtrack helped that period piece in this film. So,
and that director, did he ever do anything else?
I know he did some videos, but I can't think of anything else that he's done. I mean, somebody probably knows. They'll look it up.
I mean, I liked the film. I didn't love it, but
by the way, we were talking about Heavy Metal, that animated movie from the 80s. I think it was 81 when Heavy Metal came out. Who directed that movie? God damn it. Ivan
Reitman.
Ghostbusters guy, yeah. A lot of people, it's funny because Heavy Metal is an adult animated film. It's rated R.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought that Ralph Bakshi had done it.
Yeah.
Because Ralph Bakshi was the guy who was doing adult animation at the time.
And the first story, I think, what the taxi driver, I can't remember the name of the story right now, that art at least the animation looked like a cross between Bakshi and Mobius.
Yeah, it did.
So
yeah, no, it's he had.
I can see why people would think that because honestly, because I was telling you that I actually had a conversation with somebody who tried to convince me that Bakshi directed Heavy Metal. I was like, I think you're fucking wrong, dude.
Oh,
and I was trying, because I was thinking maybe it was Harold Ramis, but the thing is, he was like, no, you're wrong, and I was like, motherfucker, you need to go home, IMDb that shit, and then fucking call me up in the morning, early in the morning, to fucking apologize to my ass for you being such a dummy.
No, he is dumb. He's wrong. He's fucking wrong, man. No, it was Ralph Bakshi had nothing to do with that fucking movie, man. Mm-hmm. It was Ivan Reitman, and you probably thought it was Harold Ramis because that movie featured a lot of Canadians, man.
It featured half the cast of SCTV.
Yeah, those guys from SCTV, which is second tier television.
Yeah.
John Candy,
Eugene Levy, and Harold Ramis,
Catherine O'Hara, it was, they all did fucking voices in that fucking movie, man. I don't know about Catherine O'Hara, but I know Eugene Levy and John Candy did. But tell your friend to go suck it.
I tell him that every day.
All right, so here we go.
He never listens.
He's got a stick in his mouth.
He's too busy with dicks in his ears. You never listen. Get those dicks out of your ears.
Oh, this is somebody.
But you know what? Oh, before we forget, we have to mention the one fucking movie, Flash Gordon, as far as the fucking soundtrack.
How could I forget?
Fucking Queen.
That movie, because we mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah.
That fucking sound, that movie was way helped by that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Whoever that genius was that thought that Queen would be the perfect man for that soundtrack should be knighted.
Somebody needs to erect a fucking statue of that guy because I love that fucking soundtrack to death. Queen, I fucking love Queen. I tell you what, I tell my friends, there's a song on that soundtrack. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's the song that plays when Flash Gordon is in that rocket ship, like fucking just diving into the Ming's kingdom, while all the lasers are fucking shooting at it, and you just hear that Queen soundtrack kicking with the crunchy ass guitars that I think they invented crunchy guitars before Metallica did, and even fucking Black Sabbath. But I mean, there's just some fucking heavy moments in that soundtrack that just blow me away.
It's just like it was such a cool soundtrack because it had a build up, like like you knew Flash Gordon was coming to save the world. It was like dum 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 dum. It had that lightning, flash.
Fucking Brian May's amazing fucking guitar work. I always think that dude is like the most underrated guitarist ever. I'm sorry.
Listen to this shit, man. I love this shit.
Turn that shit up, Cord. Turn it up.
See, that's when you knew Flash was coming to help you.
Oh, yeah. Exploded right through that door.
Every one of us.
Damn.
That's when they took scenes from the movie.
Yeah. And they incorporated into the song, yeah.
I love the part when Freddie Mercury comes in. He'll save every woman, every man, every dog, every cat, every squirrel. He's Flash.
Yeah. My favorite part is when he goes, just a man,
He's a miracle.
Damn. That is some high praise from a song. He's a miracle. Wow.
He's Jesus Christ and God.
Yeah.
He's for every one of us.
Stand for every one of us.
He's saving
Flash.
Uh-oh.
Flash Gordon approaching.
Open fire!
That sounds like my ex-girlfriend. Open fire!
Get the fuck out of my lawn.
Fuck yeah. Love that guitar.
Wow. Oh, here's your part.
Here's my favorite
The Ballad of Flash Gordon.
Sing it, Freddie. Freddie. I'll never forget you. Nothing but a man.
That's sensitive Flash right there. See, that's the part that lets you know, he's a hero, but he still got a human side to him, you know?
He got a heart.
Yeah.
Like nobody else.
Still got a soul, you know? He's still sensitive.
He's doing it for all you people out there. He's doing it for the planet Earth. Oh, yeah.
That was a cool looking movie, too. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, no! Flash can do it. Oh my god.
Man,
no, that is fucking awesome. You know what was even cooler was when I saw Death Clock perform. They had an intro as soon as Death Clock hit the stage. They had an intro where they did a song that mimicked the beginning of Flash.
Oh, really?
It's like and then like you see like silhouettes just
Death
like
Clock!
in the movie where you see the silhouette of the cartoon or of the comic book strip characters come in where it's like an outline of their bodies.
Oh, you're talking about the animated characters?
Where it would like it was like a tracing coming towards you, and it was the outline of the character. And that they did that for Death Clock to introduce their show, and it was fucking badass.
Man, I want to go see Death Clock.
Oh, dude, they're coming like in this month.
This month, I want to be sold out.
Get
I
your
want to go.
Tickets.
I
I don't.
really go.
You need to find out quick. I think you know what. I think Leon tried to get tickets, and he sent me a text saying that they were $100 or something. So I don't know who the hell he was.
I watched that goddamn show on TV for free. I ain't paying $100 to go see some goddamn cartoon band play.
But, check it out though. If you do find out there's still tickets available, give him a call because I got my tickets. My buddy got me my tickets, so
I'll see, man.
I didn't have to pay shit for them tickets.
$100 to go
I see everything for free.
Death Clock. You must have your fucking mind. All right, let's see. You want to do? Did we answer that guy's question?
Did we? Yeah, we did. I think we did. I hope so.
All right, so we got a question here from Jason D. Mm-hmm. He says, question for the new Let's Do This. Fuck this thought.
Oh!
The brand new Let's Do This. You know what?
New improved.
We almost done, so let me stop and say.
Yeah, please.
Back. All right, let's see. Jason D says, hey, Corey and co-host, I don't know if you're going to read my new emails if you do another LTD this week, but here's one anyway. And, well, here you are. We're reading your email right now.
Lucky bastard, you.
Yes, you caught us on the rebound. What are some movies you wish you could have fixed? I'm talking about movies with so much potential but fell so flat. If any, what would you do to them? Thanks if you answered this question. Much love from down under. P.S.
Oh,
he ain't finished yet. P.S. I want to thank you guys for recommending Evil Dead 2. Saw that movie and fucking loved it. How could you?
Fuck yeah!
How could you not love Evil Dead 2? Come on, man.
That fucking movie.
Of course you loved it.
Shaped my life as we know it.
You didn't have to write that. We knew you'd love it.
No shit.
We don't need for you to tell us.
No shit,
Fuck
man.
you.
Keep your bullshit to yourself.
Yeah. You can fuck that thought right there.
Yes.
Keep that shit away from me. Okay. What movies I think could be fixed? Oh, let's see.
The entire Star Wars prequels.
That's a given. That's just.
But I always have to remind the kids out there.
That is just a complete given. Oh, what's another one?
What else could be retooled?
I mean, there's a lot of movies out there I would love to have seen redone.
Mm-hmm. Now, is he talking about movies that they fucked up, or just old films that?
He never. It's not that specific.
Okay.
He just says, "What movies would you wish you could have fixed?" So maybe these movies are perfect to somebody, but to us, we didn't think they were that good. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, the Star Wars prequels will fall into that too.
I don't care what Jason says.
Oh, let's see. There's a lot of movies I would fix. Land of the Dead is one. I wouldn't have taken the approach that George Romero did.
Even though I love that movie, there are some minor things I would have fixed. Like, well, with the smart zombie thing. I mean, I would have taken that out. Why everyone complains about it. I don't really mind it. It doesn't hurt that movie too much for me. But yeah, I would take it out.
To me, what George Romero created was a force of nature.
Yeah.
These zombies, you can't really hate them. You can't really be mad. You just have to avoid them.
Right.
Because
they're like sharks in the ocean.
Yeah, they're like a hurricane. They're like anything. They're just a force of nature that if you get in the wrong path, then it'll take you out. And I thought like making them smart just took away from what he originally started. And so for me, that was something where I was like, wow, I wish that sequel could have taken a different turn.
And I see that, but I thought that it worked in Day of the Dead with the Bub character. And but I mean, I thought they should have left it at that.
But you know,
in that film alone,
I've heard that argument be said before because in the third George Romero movie, for people who don't know, they were actually experimenting with training zombies, like trying to figure out what consciousness that they still have, and maybe perhaps using them as weapons or something. I thought it would have been better had they like used these zombies as slaves, but for them to like start remembering that, I used to work at a gas station, so I'm still working there right now, and for them to start forming like zombie unions and they start protesting and shit.
Well, you know what the thing is,
I
though,
can't take that.
But the thing is, though, is that they did that in Dawn of the Dead. I mean, they did explain, why are all these zombies coming to the mall? Well, it's something that they used to do from their past. It's something that they just feel compelled.
But it was more like a reaction. It wasn't consciousness. Right, it was like they just went there because it was some behavior that was remnant in their head. Right. They weren't thinking like, I got to go shopping and then I'm going to organize with people and we're all going to start, unionizing.
But see, I didn't, but I still don't. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. Like the scene where you see the zombie in Land of the Dead just like going to the gas pump and taking out the gas pump and just putting it back in. To me, that's still pretty creepy. I mean, it's just there's no reason why he's doing it. It's just.
But later in that movie, they started organizing.
Of course,
that's what I didn't like.
And he has his reasons for doing that, and I understand them. But as far as it turns the movie into something else,
Yeah. So I mean, see, this is the kind of question we can go all.
We can talk about this all fucking.
Yeah, that's such a because there's so many movies that we would like to fix.
Now, Land of the Dead. I mean, not Land of the Dead. Diary of the Dead. I would love to fix that entire film by fucking leaving that group of people that you're stuck with and like hanging out either
the Amish guy
with either I always say this. I wish George Romero if I had one request from George Romero, it would be to make a film solely based on the adventures of the Amish fucking deaf guy who is the coolest zombie fucking killer of all time. Him and his fucking his nice supply of TNT.
Yeah, no, I love that movie, man. I mean, I'm sorry, I love that character.
Scene, that character in that scene is just amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to change that whole plot around to where it's either following him or following the more interesting characters that group runs into throughout that entire film.
Yeah, there's so many things. I watched. I'm thinking about Godzilla. When I saw Godzilla and I heard they were going to do a remake. A remake. I'm thinking like
American.
Yeah. I'm talking about when they first had that Godzilla. What was it?
1985.
No. The
1984.
The one that was made in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, the Roland Emmerich shit. Yeah, I was like, something. When I heard that they were doing that, I was like, wow. I hope they make just like a big monster bash and just kind of don't try to get way too serious with it and keep the elements that made Godzilla so cool. And they totally fucked that up.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow. I thought for years, like, man, I hope somebody does this over again in the spirit of Godzilla. Yeah. And it sounds like they're doing that now. So, yeah, that's a movie that I would fix. If I had any control of anything, I would be like, hey, we can make a cool Godzilla movie today, but you really have to be careful with it.
But you know what? Watching Cloverfield, I know people have problems with that film because of the motion sickness or whatever, with the cameras running around. But to me, that's the closest thing I can get to a Godzilla film, at least a Godzilla film I want to see,
Yeah.
But a quick bit of trivia, who was in Godzilla? I can't remember if it's I think it's 1984, right? Godzilla 1984.
Oh, yeah, I remember Godzilla 1984.
Do you remember who was in that movie? The American actor who was in that film. He almost makes like a cameo in it.
Wait a minute. He was in the original Godzilla, right?
We were talking about him earlier.
We were talking about him earlier?
Yes.
Orson Welles?
Yes.
Does Orson Welles make a cameo in that? Are you sure?
I'm almost positive he does.
Are you sure it was him, or was it the guy who played Perry Mason?
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, well, I forgot the guy who plays Perry Mason.
Look that up real quick, because now it's going to kill me. God damn it!
They brought that. I think they brought
Edit
that
this
guy
out
back.
right now. Why can't the goddamn computer shut down right now?
Yeah, I don't think.
I thought it was Orson Welles, but yeah, you're probably right.
I forgot the guy who played Perry Mason, but I think he was.
I don't know if it's Perry Mason though.
No,
the original
name.
Wait,
he played Perry Mason as a character.
No, I know that's what I'm talking about. The actor who played Perry Mason. I'm not too sure if it was him.
Okay, let me see. Oh, if I can't remember the guy's name. American actor who was in it who made a cameo. Because I see
sure
a bunch
people
of,
are screaming this right now.
Yeah,
at their computer screens.
Because all I see are a bunch of Japanese names.
I'll type in Godzilla 1984.
That's what I. Yeah,
is that what you did? Okay. Damn it.
You know what? Here's what I'll do. Mm-hmm. I'll type in Perry Mason. And then look up and then I'll look up the actor's name.
Okay.
Who played fucking Perry Mason? They can't tell me.
No whammies.
Okay, just keep talking, man.
All right. While you're looking that up, yeah. No, what else? There's another movie. I would love to redo and fix. Now I'm trying to think. Fuck. It was at the tip of my tongue. Battle Beyond the Stars. There you go.
You want to do that again?
There's a movie I'd like to do again, yeah. But just make it more epic.
Okay.
Turn that into what it originally should have been, which was the Star Wars trilogy.
Okay. I'll find his actor's name right now. Goddamn, I'm gonna find his actor's name before. He was in Rear Window. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
He was the villain.
Damn. But anyway.
Oh, Raymond. Yeah. Okay, is it
Raymond Burr?
Was it?
Why did that fucking name just pop in my head?
It is Raymond Burr.
Ah, there you go. Okay, Raymond Burr. It popped in my head because that was my computer intellect
and
signaling I got it wrong.
And my friend Raymond Burr was the one who made the appearance in Godzilla 1984.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
We made
it wasn't
all
Orson Welles. It was him.
All right. Damn. Fuck that all.
You say no whammies. You got a big whammy right there.
He looked like Orson Welles to me.
He was about as fat as Orson Welles at the time, I think.
Yes.
I think about as drunk to get him in that movie.
Yeah.
Godzilla, I remember him.
Because you know what? Here's a little bit of trivia. He was in the original.
He was in the original Godzilla, but
not the original. Edited for Americans.
It was edited for America. They inserted scenes with him
because they had that fool always looking out of a window. Exactly. Like he was never mixed in with any scenes with Godzilla. He was always like reflective, like we have to stop Godzilla,
doing like commentary.
Yeah.
But the movie that was on the tip of my tongue as far as redoing would be the remake to The Time Machine.
Oh, that movie was terrible.
Yes,
and it could have been a cool remake.
It could have been a great movie. It had a great actor, Guy Pearce, and they just somehow managed to really fuck that movie up. I love the fact that watching the trailer for that movie got me so pumped to see that movie because I'm a big fan of the original, and I still love the original to this day. And the thing is that when I heard that Guy Pearce was going to be in the remake, I was like, okay, they got a great actor, and with today's special effects, with Time Machine going into the future where you see the destruction of the Earth, it would be epic to see, done right with the effects we have now, the technology we have now, and they just managed to fucking destroy that entire story.
I don't know how they fucked that up, man.
Yeah, and I think it was obviously the incompetence of the director. I want to even say that the director may have quit. Something happened. There's a lot of missteps in that production when they were making that film, but that was the one movie I would love to redo with Guy Pearce.
So you want to make it with Guy Pearce, huh?
Yeah. Just because I love that actor. I don't know what there's a guy who just kind of fell off the face of the earth for a while. He was,
he was in the Hurt Locker recently.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, had a very brief role in that, but he was.
He's like doing cameos, and he's a great actor. I don't understand what he's doing right
Memento,
now.
Man, I love that movie.
Fucking Memento is fantastic, but no, it would be awesome to see the time machine, with the technology that we have now with special effects and and I'm sure somebody could write a great story, but I thought the only thing that was cool in that fucking movie was the scene where the moon was like cracking apart in that film. It's a cool scene, but too bad it's surrounded by a bunch of bullshit.
That movie was badly mishandled. So anyway, man, I think we've gone. Like,
I know.
We know how we are. We get lost.
Like 4 in the morning right now. I bet, huh? What time is it?
It's 2:50.
Okay, folks.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I know you need to get some rest. But hey, all right.
I need my beauty sleep.
Your booty sleep. All right, people. We are done.
We are done. We actually did it. And be sure to save that shit, Corey.
I saved it, man.
Save it again.
Something? Here's the thing. And look, I don't want to praise ourselves and pat ourselves on the back too much, but we recreated every fucking bit of that last show.
Yeah, we did.
And added on top of it. And added to it, and never lost a spontaneity at all.
I don't like to pat myself on my back because I can't.
Because you have no hands.
I have no arms. But hey, I told you we could do this shit.
I didn't doubt you.
We are trained in the art of bullshit. Come on.
If this is not proof of that, then I don't know what is. Really, seriously, people. I mean, we're joking around, but what you hear, we actually mentioned everything that we did, actually did some conversations over again, and we actually felt like, well, first of all, how many times can I say actually? But
Corey, you shouldn't even be telling them this right now because
I know,
you're explaining how the magic trick works.
I know. I'm showing you too much.
Yes.
I'm showing you where the rabbit comes from.
Yeah, we're just kidding about that last part. But,
we you know what? We went to a time machine and saved the podcast from the day before.
Where is my fucking DeLorean right now?
We got the gigawatts going.
But let me say this, though. We have a good friend that actually, when we were going through our problems, my good buddy Frank, he's doing his best to try to retrieve a lot of this lost podcast, and he gave us some tools recently, so hopefully, I don't know. I mean, with this show, even if we found the older show, I think I prefer this show. Just because it was still great. But some good news. Hopefully, that disc that Frank gave you. I know that you were part of the Leog Halloween podcast that was also lost recently.
So maybe we can find that.
Maybe we can. Yeah, because I told Cyrus that I can give him I can let him borrow the tool there to hopefully dig out that lost episode of Leog. So maybe, just maybe, you sons of bitches out there, you comic book nerds wanting to hear that Leog
you get to hear
Halloween party with Mr. K. Coolman right
funny
here.
Book boys, and you might get to hear them anyway.
Hopefully, we'll dig those out and. Maybe we'll find our show too. Crying out loud!
It would be interesting for people to hear. Just like you said, I
wouldn't
prefer
mind
this show, but to do a comparison and contrast between those two,
just to do it. Fuck it. I mean, we can do whatever the fuck we want on this site.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe we'll have like a lost episodes podcast or something. Who knows? Pulled from the bowels of hell. So, but thanks, Frank, for doing that for us. If it works, I don't want to kiss your ass too much right now.
Yeah,
but,
if it works,
I have a big fat bowl of candy.
Here we
go, waiting for you, Frank.
Good night, people.
Just walk away, and there'll be an end to the horror.
Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper!